How can a strip of land, seemingly so small on the map, hold within its borders so much of the world's history, an abundance of hope, and at times, profound heartbreak? It's a question that has echoed through the ages, drawing scholars, pilgrims, and dreamers to its shores. This is Israel, a place where every stone tells a story, a silent witness to millennia of human endeavor, faith, and conflict. The very ground beneath your feet whispers tales of kings and prophets, empires risen and fallen, and yet, ancient prophecies echo not just in the ruins of the past, but in the vibrant hum of modern cities that pulse with innovation and life. It's a land where the past and future collide in spectacular fashion. It's a land of contradictions, where unwavering faith and bitter conflict often intertwine, shaping the very fabric of society. A place where the echoes of ancient disputes still resonate in the present day. A nation forged in the crucible of both immense challenge and groundbreaking innovation, a testament to the enduring human spirit and the will to survive and thrive. To truly understand Israel is to embark on a journey through time itself, from the very dawn of civilizations, the cradle of monotheism, to the cutting edge of tomorrow's technology, where innovation is not just a goal, but a necessity. Our journey begins not with maps and statistics, but with something far more profound, a feeling, the warmth of the sun on your skin as you stand in the ancient Judean hills, the powerful sound of prayers from across the globe mingling in the sacred city of Jerusalem, rising to the heavens, and the invigorating taste of salt carried on the breeze from the vast expanse of the Mediterranean Sea. This land has served as a crucial crossroads for empires throughout history, a strategic prize fought over for millennia, a sacred cradle for the world's major religions, a place of pilgrimage and spiritual awakening, and tragically, a battlefield for countless armies, leaving behind a legacy of conflict and resilience. Yet, despite all the turmoil, it remains a central focal point of longing and unwavering hope for a people scattered across the globe, a beacon of return. Ultimately, this is a deeply human story, a tapestry woven with threads of passion, remarkable genius, and the enduring quest for a place to call home. We'll delve into the many paradoxes that define this nation, the transformation of arid desert into fertile farmland, the conversion of scarcity into abundance through ingenuity and innovation, the timeless charm of ancient alleyways steeped in history, juxtaposed against the dynamic energy of cutting-edge tech startups. Let's carefully peel back the intricate layers of this ancient, yet remarkably modern land, meticulously tracing its extraordinary journey from its origins as a sacred promise to its current status as a powerful and often contested nation-state. Our ultimate quest is to understand the very soul of Israel, to grapple with its complexities and contradictions, a nation that constantly challenges our preconceived ideas of history, identity, and the boundless possibilities of the future. Long before the modern state, this land was known as Canaan, a region steeped in history and ancient lore. It was a land of diverse cultures and shifting borders, a cradle of civilization. Later, it became known as Judea, then Palestine, names that echo through the ages, each carrying its own weight of historical significance. These names represent not just geographical locations, but also evolving identities and power dynamics. This land sits at a crucial nexus, a bridge connecting Africa, Asia, and Europe. Its strategic location has made it a crossroads of civilizations, a meeting point of diverse cultures and empires. Here, over 3,000 years ago, the Jewish story began to unfold, a narrative of faith, resilience, and enduring hope. It's a story etched in stone and carried in the hearts of generations. It began with Abraham's journey, a pivotal moment that set the course for a nation. His travels through the land laid the foundation for a unique spiritual heritage. And then Moses' exodus from Egypt, a defining event that shaped Jewish identity and destiny. The escape from slavery marked the beginning of a long and arduous journey towards freedom and self-determination. Later came King David's Jerusalem, a symbol of unity and a beacon of hope. He established Jerusalem as the political and spiritual center of the kingdom. These aren't just stories, they're the spiritual anchor of a people, the bedrock of their collective memory and identity. They are the source of inspiration and strength that has sustained them through centuries of hardship. Empires clashed here, vying for control of this strategic territory. Babylonians with their mighty armies and grand ambitions, Persians, Greeks, and Romans, each leaving their indelible mark on the land and its people. Their influence shaped the cultural and political landscape of the region. The Roman destruction of the Second Temple in 70 AD was a cataclysmic event that scattered the Jewish people across the globe, marking the beginning of the diaspora, a period of exile and dispersion. For nearly 2,000 years, Jews lived as minorities in foreign lands, facing persecution and discrimination, yet holding on to their faith and their unwavering hope for a return to Zion. Next year in Jerusalem was more than a prayer. It was a vow, a testament to their enduring connection to their ancestral homeland. It was a promise whispered across generations, a symbol of hope in the face of adversity. While Jews were in exile, the land became sacred to Christianity and Islam, with Jerusalem at its heart, a city revered by three major world religions. This shared sacredness has also been a source of conflict and tension throughout history. Successive rulers, each with their own vision and agenda, left their mark on the city. Byzantines, Islamic caliphates, each contributing to the rich tapestry of Jerusalem's cultural heritage. Crusaders, Ottomans, all vying for control of this strategically important and religiously significant city, layered its history, creating a complex and multifaceted narrative that set the stage for the dramatic events of the 20th century. The invisible thread of longing and memory connects the ancient past to the present, weaving together the hopes and dreams of generations. It's a story of resilience, faith, and the enduring power of the human spirit. In the late 19th century, a profound shift began to take place. Modern Zionism emerged, transforming an age-old longing for a return to Zion into a tangible and organized political movement. This was more than just a dream. It was the genesis of a plan. This movement was led by visionary figures like Theodor Herzl, who articulated the need for a Jewish state with compelling clarity and galvanized support across Europe. Herzl's ideas became the cornerstone of the Zionist ambition. Inspired by this vision, Jewish pioneers began to arrive in Ottoman Palestine, driven by a desire to rebuild their ancestral homeland and create a new life rooted in their heritage. They embarked on a mission of cultural revival, breathing new life into the Hebrew language, which had largely been relegated to religious texts. These early settlers also established kibbutzim, unique communal agricultural settlements that embodied the Zionist ideals of collective labor and shared resources. The landscape of the Middle East was irrevocably altered when World War I ended Ottoman rule, paving the way for new powers and new political realities. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration, a statement of British support for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine, gave Zionism international legitimacy and further fueled the movement's momentum. However, this declaration also promised to protect the rights and interests of existing non-Jewish communities within Palestine, a dual commitment that inevitably set up a clash of aspirations and competing claims to the land. The horrors of the Holocaust during World War II dramatically intensified the urgency and pressure for the creation of a secure and sovereign Jewish state, a haven for survivors and a refuge from persecution. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan, envisioning the creation of two independent states, one Jewish and one Arab, each with its own defined territory. This partition plan, however, was met with staunch rejection by Arab leaders, who opposed any division of Palestine and the establishment of a Jewish state within its borders. On May 14, 1948, against a backdrop of immense political tension and uncertainty, David Ben-Gurion, the head of the Jewish Agency, declared the establishment of the State of Israel. This declaration was met with jubilation and widespread celebration among Jews around the world, who saw it as the realization of a long-held dream. However, the Declaration of Independence triggered immediate and violent conflict, as neighboring Arab armies launched an invasion, determined to prevent the establishment of the new state. For Israelis, this conflict is remembered as the War of Independence, a struggle for survival and self-determination against overwhelming odds. But for Palestinians, this same period is known as the Nakba, the catastrophe, a term that encapsulates the mass displacement, dispossession, and loss of their homeland. The 1948 war fundamentally reshaped the political map of the Middle East, creating a vast refugee crisis and leaving a lasting legacy of displacement and resentment. The birth of Israel was therefore a complex and deeply ambivalent event, a moment of both extraordinary fulfillment for one people and profound tragedy for another, and its far-reaching consequences continue to resonate to this day. This initial struggle for statehood laid the foundation for decades of ongoing conflict, intermittent wars, and persistent, yet often unsuccessful attempts at negotiation and reconciliation. To understand Israel, look at a map, a sliver on the Mediterranean bordered by Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. Its narrow waist, just 15 kilometers wide at points, shapes its security mindset. The landscape is diverse: lush Galilee, strategic Golan, ancient Judean hills, and the vast Negev desert. The Negev, over half the country, is both challenge and opportunity. The Dead Sea, Earth's lowest point, is shrinking, a stark environmental warning. The Mediterranean coast hosts Tel Aviv and Haifa. The Red Sea port of Eilat connects Israel to Africa and Asia. Geography is a central character. Scarce water, limited land, and proximity to conflict have forced innovation. Every hill and valley carries strategic, historical, and spiritual weight. The land itself is inseparable from Israeli identity. Faced with harsh geography and scarce resources, Israel chose to innovate. Making the desert bloom wasn't just a slogan. Drip irrigation, invented here, revolutionized global agriculture. Water scarcity drove Israel to lead in desalination and water recycling, turning the Mediterranean into a lifeline. Today, most of Israel's drinking water comes from desalination. Wastewater is recycled for agriculture. This problem-solving spirit fueled an economic transformation. Israel is the startup nation, with more tech startups per capita than anywhere but Silicon Valley. From cybersecurity to medical devices, Israeli innovation is a global force. The ecosystem: world-class universities, a highly educated workforce, tech-savvy military service, and a culture that embraces risk. Isolation and boycotts spurred self-reliance and creativity. The drive to invent is now core to national identity, a modern echo of the pioneering spirit. Israel's greatest resource isn't in the ground, but in the minds of its people. No city is like Jerusalem, Al-Quds, Yerushalayim, a city of heaven and earth. For Jews, it's the site of ancient temples. For Christians, where Jesus lived and died. For Muslims, where Muhammad ascended. These faiths converge in the Old City, making it the world's most contested real estate. The Old City's four quarters, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Armenian, hold sacred sites: the Western Wall, Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Dome of the Rock, and Al-Aqsa Mosque. But Jerusalem is also the heart of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Israel captured and annexed East Jerusalem in 1967, declaring it the undivided capital, unrecognized by most of the world. Palestinians see East Jerusalem as their future capital. The city is a microcosm of the conflict, beauty, devotion, and deep division. The struggle for Jerusalem is about land, identity, and the soul of two peoples. Israel is a nation of paradoxes. Modern, innovative, yet locked in a century-old struggle. In Tel Aviv, you find a vibrant, secular, high-tech hub. In Jerusalem, ancient tradition and conflict. Israel is a thriving democracy, a mosaic of cultures, and a leader in LGBTQ+ rights. But since 1967, it has controlled the West Bank, home to millions of Palestinians. Settlements, checkpoints, and military rule create hardship for Palestinians. Israelis live with the threat of terrorism and constant alert. The country debates its direction, peace, and character. Israel is not a monolith, but a nation constantly arguing with itself. The dream of a peaceful home coexists with the reality of conflict. Living with this paradox is the central challenge for Israelis and Palestinians. The questions of peace and identity remain unresolved, shaping daily life and national debate. What holds Israel together? Its culture, a dynamic blend of ancient and modern East and West. Israeli identity is a tapestry: Jewish history, Zionist pioneering, and diverse immigrant traditions. You hear it in music, taste it in food, and feel it in the revived Hebrew language. Resilience defines Israel, born from the Holocaust, shaped by wars and threats, united by a survival instinct. Family, community, and solidarity are core values Israelis celebrate life intensely, even in uncertainty. Yet identity is complex. Divides between secular and religious Ashkenazi and Mizrahi Jewish and Arab citizens. Arab Israelis navigate a complicated identity, caught between state and people. The soul of Israel is found in its people, their arguments, devotion, creativity, and passion. We've journeyed through Israel's beauty and complexity, a dream realized but still troubled. The story is written daily, in leaders' decisions, citizens' protests, and the lives of Israelis and Palestinians. The central conflict remains unresolved, casting a long shadow over the future. Progress and pain, innovation and occupation, unity and division. resilience and creativity build not just to survive, but to share a peaceful future? The answer, like the land itself, remains open, etched in stone and sand, waiting to be written. Thank you for exploring Israel's story with us, past, present, and the possibilities of tomorrow. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating explorations from around the world. Your curiosity and support help us keep sharing these stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep discovering.